In a world that never stops spinning, stress follows us like a relentless shadow, but ancient wisdom holds the key to your liberation. The secret techniques I'm about to share have transformed chaos into peace for millions throughout history, and they'll work for you too. These aren't just meditation tips, they're gateways to an entirely new existence, where your mind becomes an unshakable sanctuary regardless of external storms. The profound calm you've been searching for, it's waiting for you in the next few minutes. And I promise, apply just one of these Buddhist secrets today, and you'll feel the difference immediately. The mind is the source of our suffering and our joy. The Buddha taught that our minds create the world we experience. When we understand this powerful truth, we begin to see that changing our minds can literally change everything. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how two people can experience the exact same situation completely differently? One person sees opportunity where another sees only problems. This isn't because they're living in different worlds, it's because they're perceiving through different minds. Most of us live in a state of constant reaction. Something happens, and we immediately respond with emotions like anger, fear, or disappointment. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us that between every event and our response lies a precious space of freedom. In that space, we can choose how to respond rather than reacting automatically. This single insight has the power to transform your entire life. The first step toward inner peace is simply becoming aware of your own thoughts. Try this right now. For just 10 seconds, observe your thoughts without judging them. Notice how they come and go, like clouds in the sky. You are not your thoughts, you are the awareness watching them. This simple practice of mindfulness is the foundation of Buddhist wisdom, and it's available to you in every moment. Breathing is your natural anchor to the present moment. When life feels overwhelming, the simplest Buddhist practice is to return to your breath. Breathe in, knowing you're breathing in. Breathe out, knowing you're breathing out. This isn't just about relaxation, it's about training your mind to dwell in the now, where peace is always available. The past is gone, the future hasn't arrived, but this breath, this moment is real. Attachment creates suffering. The Buddha taught that our desperate clinging to things, people, and outcomes is what causes our pain. When we hold on too tightly to expectations, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, practice holding everything lightly with care and love, but without grasping. Notice how much lighter life feels when you're not trying to control everything. Cultivate loving kindness toward yourself and others. Many of us are our own harshest critics. Buddhist practice invites us to speak to ourselves with the same compassion we would offer a dear friend. Try this simple, loving kindness meditation. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. Then extend these wishes to others, even those who challenge you. Feel how your heart expands with each sincere wish. The practice of gratitude transforms our perception instantly. When facing difficulties, Buddhist wisdom teaches us to simultaneously acknowledge what's good in our lives. Each morning, before checking your phone or jumping into your day, pause to name 3 things you're grateful for. This simple habit rewires your brain to notice the positive, creating an upward spiral of well-being. Impermanence is not just a concept, but a reality we can embrace. Everything changes: difficult emotions, challenging situations, even our greatest joys. When you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, this too shall pass. Likewise, when experiencing happiness, appreciate it fully without clinging, knowing it will naturally evolve. This perspective helps us surf the waves of life with balance and grace. Your thoughts create patterns in your mind, like water flowing through a canyon. Over time, negative thinking deepens the grooves of suffering. Buddhist psychology teaches us that we can consciously create new positive pathways through mindful attention and practice. Each time you choose compassion over criticism or calm over reactivity, you're carving a new route for your thoughts to follow. Non-attachment doesn't mean not caring, it means caring without being controlled by outcomes. We can give our best effort to relationships, work, and dreams while releasing our tight grip on specific results. This balanced approach allows us to act with both passion and peace, giving fully while accepting what comes with an open heart. The Buddhist concept of the middle way teaches us to avoid extremes. Neither indulgence nor harsh self-denial leads to lasting happiness. Instead, find the balanced path between effort and ease, discipline and kindness, ambition and acceptance. This middle way applies to everything from diet and exercise to work and relationships. Physical practices support mental calm. Try this simple walking meditation. As you move through your day, bring full attention to the sensation of your feet touching the ground. Feel the miracle of movement, the support of the earth, the rhythm of your steps. This practice brings your mind home to your body, anchoring you in the present where peace is always possible. Buddhist wisdom teaches that true happiness comes not from acquiring more, but from wanting less. Consider how often we believe, "I'll be happy when I get the promotion, find the perfect partner, reach the ideal weight." But happiness available right now, in this very moment, without changing anything external. It comes from changing how we relate to what is already here. The practice of non-judgment opens doors to inner freedom. How often do we label experiences as good or bad, creating unnecessary suffering? Next time you face a challenge, try observing it without immediately categorizing it. Simply note, this is happening. This neutral awareness creates space around difficult experiences, allowing us to respond with wisdom rather than reaction. Meditation is not about stopping thoughts, but about changing your relationship with them. Even a 5-minute daily practice can transform your mind. Start by sitting comfortably, focusing on your breath. And when your mind wanders, which it naturally will, gently guide it back without frustration. This simple training builds the mental muscle of attention, creating calm that lasts beyond your meditation session. The Buddhist concept of Sangha reminds us that we need supportive community. Surrounding yourself with positive, mindful people naturally elevates your own practice. Who in your life supports your journey toward peace? Nurture these connections and consider finding groups, in person or online, dedicated to mindfulness and positivity. Digital detox is a modern application of Buddhist principles. Our devices constantly pull us away from the present moment, fragmenting our attention and increasing stress. Try designating certain times, perhaps the first hour after waking or the last hour before sleep, as screen-free zones. Notice how this creates space for presence and calm in your day. The practice of dana, or generosity, naturally increases happiness. Research confirms what Buddhists have known for centuries. Giving to others activates pleasure centers in our brain. This doesn't require grand gestures. Holding a door, offering a sincere compliment, or listening fully to someone can be profound acts of generosity that benefit both the receiver and you. Simplifying your physical space creates mental clarity. Buddhist monastics maintain minimal possessions, not from deprivation, but to experience the freedom that comes with less. Try this experiment. Choose one small area, drawer, shelf, or corner, and mindfully declutter it, keeping only what serves a purpose or brings genuine joy. Notice how this external ordering creates internal spaciousness. The power of pause can transform difficult interactions. When conversations become heated or you feel triggered, Buddhist wisdom offers the practice of the sacred pause. Before responding, take a conscious breath. This tiny moment creates space for wisdom to arise instead of reaction, potentially changing the entire course of the interaction. Suffering often comes from resisting what is. When we fight against reality, wishing things were different than they are, we create an additional layer of pain. Buddhist practice invites us to first acknowledge and accept what is happening. This doesn't mean passive resignation, but clear seeing, which is the necessary foundation for wise action. Joy can be cultivated through deliberate practice. Try this Buddhist-inspired exercise. Each day, notice moments of small joy: sunlight through leaves, the taste of fresh water, a kind gesture from a stranger. Pause to fully absorb these experiences, letting them sink into your body and mind. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to more easily access positive states. The practice of Tonglen transforms difficult emotions. When you're feeling pain, instead of pushing it away, imagine breathing it in, not just your own suffering, but the suffering of all beings experiencing similar difficulties. Then, as you exhale, imagine sending out relief, comfort, and healing to yourself and others. This powerful practice turns pain into connection and compassion. We often believe our thoughts without questioning them. Buddhist psychology teaches us to inquire, is this thought really true? How do I know it's true? This simple investigation often reveals that our most painful beliefs are based on partial information or outdated stories. By questioning thoughts rather than automatically believing them, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. The concept of beginner's mind invites us to approach each experience freshly, without preconceptions. How often do we think we already know what someone will say, how a situation will unfold, or what we'll think about something? This presumed knowledge blocks us from actually experiencing life. Try approaching a familiar activity, eating, walking, or listening to a loved one, as if for the first time. Sound can be a powerful anchor for mindfulness. In moments of stress, simply pause to notice the sounds around you without labeling or judging them. This immediately brings you into the present moment, interrupting anxious thought patterns. Even in noisy environments, this practice can create an internal sanctuary of calm awareness. Buddhist ethics provide practical guidelines for a peaceful life. The 5 precepts avoiding harm: taking what isn't freely given, sexual misconduct, dishonesty, and intoxication aren't commandments, but invitations to experiment. Notice how following these guidelines naturally reduces regret, shame, and interpersonal conflict, creating conditions for inner peace to flourish. The practice of equanimity helps us stay centered amid life's ups and downs. Like a mountain unshaken by changing weather, we can learn to remain steady as circumstances fluctuate. This doesn't mean emotional flatness, but a profound balance that holds both joy and sorrow in a spacious awareness, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react habitually. Intention shapes our experience more than we realize. Before beginning your day, a conversation, or even checking email, pause to set a clear, positive intention. It might be as simple as, "May I respond with kindness," or "May I remain present." This brief practice acts like an internal compass, guiding your attention and actions toward what truly matters. The Buddha taught that happiness comes not from having what we want, but from wanting what we have. Each day, take a moment to appreciate the good in your life: health, relationships, simple pleasures, opportunities to grow. This isn't about ignoring problems, but about balancing our natural negativity bias with deliberate attention to what's going well. Many of us rush through life on autopilot, missing the only moment we ever actually have now. Try bringing mindful awareness to routine activities, feeling the water on your skin while showering, tasting each bite of food, noticing the sensations of walking. These ordinary moments, fully experienced, become extraordinary gateways to presence and joy. Buddhist wisdom teaches that our inner connection with all beings is not just poetic, but real. Each action creates ripples, affecting others in ways we may never see. This understanding naturally inspires kindness and ethical behavior, not from obligation, but from seeing clearly that what benefits others benefits us, and what harms others ultimately harms us too. The practice of forgiveness heals both past and present. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Buddhist forgiveness isn't about condoning harmful actions, but about freeing yourself from the burden of hatred. It begins with the willingness to forgive, which can gradually open the heart to actual release. The concept of karma is often misunderstood. Rather than divine punishment or reward, it's simply the natural law of cause and effect. Our current actions create our future experiences. This empowering perspective reminds us that while we can't change the past, each present moment offers a fresh opportunity to create positive conditions for our future well-being. The mind can be our worst enemy or our greatest ally. Buddhist psychology offers specific antidotes to destructive mental states. For anger, practice compassion. For greed, practice generosity. For confusion, practice clear seeing. These aren't just nice ideas, but practical tools for transforming suffering into peace, moment by moment. Many seekers make the mistake of using spiritual practice to avoid difficult emotions. True Buddhist practice invites us to turn toward our pain with gentle awareness rather than escaping it. Like a mother holding a crying child, we can learn to hold our own suffering with tenderness, discovering that what we resist persists, but what we embrace transforms. The practice of right speech creates harmony within and around us. Before speaking, consider, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it timely? Words have extraordinary power to heal or harm. By bringing mindfulness to communication, we reduce conflicts, deepen connections, and create the conditions for authentic understanding. Buddhist wisdom recognizes that genuine happiness comes from alignment with our deepest values. What truly matters to you? Compassion, integrity, growth, creativity? When our daily actions reflect our core values, we experience the quiet joy of authenticity. This alignment creates a life that feels meaningful regardless of external circumstances. The concept of not self invites us to hold our identity lightly. So much suffering comes from rigid self-concepts. I'm shy. I'm bad at math. I always mess up relationships. These solidified ideas limit our potential. Buddhist practice helps us see that we are fluid, evolving beings capable of growth beyond our current self-concept. The final wisdom is that peace is available in every moment, not because circumstances are perfect, but because our true nature is already whole. Like waves on the ocean, our thoughts and emotions rise and fall, but the depth of awareness remains undisturbed. Through consistent practice, we discover that what we've been seeking has been here all along: the profound peace of being fully present to life as it is. If you've stayed with me until now, you already have what it takes to transform your life with these timeless Buddhist teachings. The journey to inner peace isn't about reaching some distant destination. It's about waking up to the miracle of each moment. So let these practices ripple through your days, knowing that every breath is an opportunity to begin again. If this video has touched something in you, please hit that subscribe button and join our mindful community. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insight might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. Remember, we rise by lifting others. Until next time, may you walk in peace, live with purpose, and face each day with an unshakable calm that comes from within.